Well, greetings and salutations to you all once again. It is I, the Ravenous Spectre, and yes, my dog is actually in the way at the moment because this is where I was going to be filming at, and he decided he just wanted to get in the way because he's a camera whore, I suppose, or whatever. But anyways, I'll try to move over here just a little bit so I can get more of a clear area. But yes, I haven't done one of these videos in a while, so I figured, what the heck, I'll just go ahead and do it today, and that is another pickups video. I've been doing a few streams every now and then, but had a few pickups here, and I actually backed off from buying quite a few older games here lately because I started a new job. I've been busy with that, so I kind of really said to myself, you know what, I really want to start getting more newer games that really interest me. So that's what I've been doing lately. But at the exact same time, out of this little stack here, I also ended up getting a couple deals. Well, probably actually 3 deals, and the rest of them are new, and one of them I didn't even buy. But the first one here that we got was like for $5, and that is a Fallout wallet. Right there. Fallout 4 wallet, if you will. I haven't used it just yet. But yeah, it's just a regular wallet. Got it for, I think it was like $4 or $5 or something at Spencer's Gifts. And the one that I have is just like a regular Nintendo controller. And I was just like, holy crap. I was like, my Nintendo controller seems like it was kind of starting to get worn and frayed and faded. So I went ahead and just picked this up. So yeah, for $4 or $5, you can't go wrong with that. And it's pretty sweet. The next one that we have here is Spider-Man. Now this is the alternate cover that's on the outside here because I ended up flipping it around, and of course you got the original one that's on the inside of there, right there. Actually, my fiance was the one that ended up buying this because she was really looking forward to getting it and wanted to play it. So she and I both have been playing it recently, and I can't fold that up for just right now, but I'll do that afterwards. But yeah, she and I have really been looking forward to playing it, really want to get into it. And honestly, it's really cool. I really do like it, for sure. It's just, it seems like it's kind of like another open world kind of superhero game. There isn't, at least from what I played so far, it doesn't seem like there's anything too new in it, if you will. Like new, like really super creative, but that's just me. You know, there's a lot of cinematic moments. There's a lot of really good stuff in it. I don't deny that in the least. But yeah, but it's a really awesome game, really fun. The only thing that I find that's kind of funny about it is the fact that it was said that this ended up selling more than God of War, which kind of surprised me a bit. I mean, yeah, it's a great game, and probably a lot more people would know about Spider-Man than you know, Kratos and his son Atreus and God of War and whatnot. But just knowing the different route that the God of War series took, I was like, man, this is just like totally my top game of the year so far. And then this one came around and it ended up outselling it, which is amazing to think of. Really awesome game, but it kind of surprised me a bit. The next one that we have here is Dragon Quest XI, and this is actually the alternate cover that I got on the outside there, because I do like the other cover that's inside of here, but overall I don't really want it to show because of the fact that, if I can get the freaking thing out, because of the fact that it has that little edition of light thingy on the front of it. I mean, the cover looks cool. It definitely does. But that whole edition of light thingy, which is almost like a day one edition, if you will, just totally irks my nerves. I'll put that back in a little bit. Thank you so much, Loki, for knocking everything off the fucking bed. I appreciate it. But I still love you. Anyways, yeah, go on back in there and just push everything out of the way like the little gopher that you are. Anyways, the next one that we have here is Divinity 2 Original Sin, and I had been looking for this to come out on PS4 for a while now. Definitely glad to finally get it. It's one of those make your own choice. It's not really open world in a ways. It does have some open world elements in it, but there's different types of races you can choose, or there's different races and different classes, but then again, there's also certain characters that you can pick from that have their own backstory, which is one of them that I'm doing right now, because I really want to get invested in a character that's fully voiced and has their own story and all of that. But this game, from what I've heard, has so many different ways for you to go about it that it's uncanny, it's crazy. But I've just started out in it and put actually a few hours into it. But since I ended up going to Dragon Quest XI, I kind of been bouncing back and forth between these two. But yeah, definitely one to look into if you're into RPGs that are more aching to the fact of you basically creating your character any way that you want to, and making your own choices, and the different ways that you go about in battle, and the different skills and things that you utilize. It can definitely get really, really deep. So I've heard definitely a whole lot of good things about this. And I also have the first one, which I got into and I played it. I don't know how far I got into it, but overall the difficulty kind of bogged me down a little bit, even on the easiest mode. Now this one has a much easier mode, which is like story mode, I believe what it is, and I'm definitely glad for that, because that's helping me out a lot in battles. Even though I'm having fun with everything else, I don't really want to get bogged down and constantly have to restart and do all that stuff. So I'm definitely glad they ended up including that difficulty. But the other difficulty they had in the first one wasn't easy enough for me, but I managed just fine. You know, I hadn't finished it yet, and I'm kind of confused at exactly where it is I need to go and what I need to do. But overall, I just wish that the first game had a little bit more direction to it for me. But this one seems like it's working out pretty good, so I'm definitely looking forward to going back to that. May actually end up going back to that one today. And Loki, I don't know why you're not completely covered up, son, but whatever. The next one that we have here is Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and as you can see, this is just a little slip sleeve thingy. I actually ended up finishing this yesterday, as a matter of fact. I really do like it, but the only problem is that the story... Yeah, look at that steelbook. It's all nice. Focus, you son of a bitch. Okay, there we go. Look how it's just like, you know, indented, and it's just embossed, or whatever the hell it's called. But definitely a really cool steelbook. And in here they also end up having 3 little, they're not postcards, but they're little art card thingies, which are basically just the cover arts of all 3 games is what they are, if I can get them out here. I thought that they were postcards at first, but that's definitely not the case. But yeah, so you have the first one here, you have the second one here, and you got the third one here. And yeah, definitely a nice little addition, if you will. And this little steelbook edition didn't cost any extra than what the normal price was. They had another steelbook edition which had a bunch of digital bullshit in it, you know, for like $80 or whatever, which digital bullshit can go rot in hell. If I'm not getting something physical, I'm not paying a whole lot of extra for it. And so this was just the regular edition of the regular limited steelbook bullshit, whatever edition. And so it was normal price, and definitely liked it. The story really didn't grab me too much. The story was kind of blah, and the way that it ended was kind of blah. And I haven't gone back to it just yet in terms of going and like do a new game plus, because that also shows up as well after you end up finishing the game. But yeah, I mean, overall, everything else in it is great. If you played all the other 2 games in the series, of the reboot series, it's just like this one, except for a few extra things that are added in. So if you're really looking forward to another Tomb Raider, this is definitely one to get and play for sure. The only thing is, though, is that the story just, whatever. But everything else about it is great, so don't get me wrong on that aspect. But the funny thing about this is, after we ended up going and getting that one, they also ended up having this thing where we got Destiny 2 for free. And there it is right there. And I installed it, and I got the updates, and yeah, it was taking forever. And when I tried to start it, there was more updates. I was like, fuck it, I don't care. And I'm really not caring at all. I'll probably just end up giving this to a friend of mine, or selling it to her, or whatever, or sell it, or just, I really just want to go ahead and probably get rid of it. I may try to give it another shot, but ultimately this is like an online game, and I don't have PlayStation Plus, and I don't want to pay for it or anything like that. So, but we ended up getting it for free through Best Buy, and the reason for that, I'm sure, is because, what is it, Bungie? Yeah, they want to push their DLC agenda, where I think like the first one's 20, the second one's 20, and like the newest one they have out is 40. So they're basically giving base copies to everybody through Best Buy and making it like dirt cheap or whatever, and then trying to push you into getting the DLC, which isn't going to happen. But yeah, so I have that came for free when I got Shadow of the Tomb Raider, so whatever. Maybe it'll just make an interesting coffee cup coaster until I get rid of it, or whatever the case may be. But the last one that we have here is on PlayStation 2, and that is Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. I used to have this. I don't know why I ever got rid of it, but it is an over-the-top, crazy, side-scrolling beat-em-up game where you play as Liu Kang or Kung Lao and just totally beat the shit out of everybody and everything across the Mortal Kombat universe, and there's finishing moves you can do, environmental kills I think you can do, and just overall just a whole bunch of crazy nuttiness. And yeah, it's complete as well. I think I got it for like I think it was like $6. It was anywhere between, I think it was like between $6 and $7 or something like that. But definitely glad to have this again. There's also other characters you can unlock, which you can also play through story mode too as well, I think. But I would really love to see a sequel to this. Either that or remaster it or something on newer systems, because it was definitely one of those games that came out that was amazing, and I wish so much that they would end up being a sequel to this. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the pickups that I have for this time around, and I don't know why I'm gathering all this back up together while I'm talking, because I'm just going to end up putting it all back away again once again. Yeah, so, but Jesus, I got to put that back in there. Anyways, yeah, but here's this whole bunch of mess of stuff and all that other stuff. But I will go ahead and I will end this like I always do. Later, taters. Loki, cover your butt up. You're such a nudist, I swear. Good God.